Now, of course, we'll bring you any updates as they become available, but just 10 years ago, some Greater Lafayette firefighters went to Ground Zero just after the terrorist attacks. News Channel 18's Nicole Kahn joins us now. Nicole, what stood out to the firefighters that day?
Dan, the firefighters told me they still carry with them the same deep sadness they felt that day, looking down into the space where the Twin Towers once stood. West Lafayette firefighter Terry Jones leafs through a scrapbook of his visit to Ground Zero back in April 2002. He says he usually pulls it out at the beginning of every September.
Life as a firefighter changed from that point on, all firefighters. The attitude of the public towards the firefighter changed.
Jones was one of a group of 25 who took a one-day trip to Ground Zero and several New York City fire stations. The visit was his way of paying his respects to his fellow firefighters and showing his support.
Oh, I wouldn't have passed it up for anything. Just to go pay our respects to the firemen that were trying to deal with the tragedy.
It was a trip that made an impression then.
The television doesn't do it justice at all. Just to be here in person and talk one-on-one with the firemen that were on scene and that had to deal with a tragedy like this.
And a decade later, it's still a visit he'll never forget.
It has been a while, but it all comes back during the anniversary period.
Lafayette firefighter Michael Bland was also on that trip to Ground Zero.
And I remember walking up to the edge and just kind of being taken aback, the magnitude of it. You know, you see pictures is one thing, but to step out on that roof and look down and see how huge of an area.
10 years later, the memories of that journey are still clear, and he hopes they remain that way for a lifetime.
10 years erases a lot and heals a lot. I hope everybody always remembers what it takes to be free where we're at.
Both firefighters told me being at Ground Zero and talking with the New York firefighters reignited their passion for helping others.